Hey there, everybody. We're back again doing the lessons of A Course in Miracles. We are still in a review period. I am not a body sandwich is my fun little way that I like to call this. Reminding myself every day that I'm not a body has been really empowering. And yeah, the fact that we have to say that phrase twice when we're doing these lessons, I think it's so, it just subconsciously, it just becomes so much more a part of who we are, and it anchors into our consciousness and becomes a way that we see the world, ourselves and others. So thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, I'm very grateful. So yesterday was Love is the Way I Walk in Gratitude. I did do the homework once. We were supposed to do it twice. I thought about it before I went to bed, but didn't want to get up and go downstairs and get my notebook and write down what I was grateful for the second time yesterday, but I did write down gratitudes in the beginning of the day. So, hey, you know, I gave it a shot. I did it in my mind the second time, but focusing on gratitude, of course, is like the way inside to get to forgiveness and love and peace and all the high vibrational ways of being that we're trying to accomplish here. So today is lesson 216. Let's get into it. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. And the lesson for review, it can be but myself I crucify. All that I do unto myself. If I attack, I suffer. But if I forgive, salvation will be given me. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. Okay, let's move on over to a year of forgiveness and see what Jesus has to say here in the 2019 remix version. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. Your body is one of the great assets of the ego mind. This is something that is very important for Westerners to understand, that you have been taught to worship the body. You have been taught that the body is the God. You have been taught that beauty is everything, that strength and beauty are the things that will get you what you want. You have not been taught that love is what you should want. You think you have because you have been indoctrinated with romantic movies, romantic songs, and romantic novels. But those romances are not based on love. They are based on the body. And I do want to stop there for a second to share, when I was younger, my favorite movie was Titanic. I mean, I still, like, I love the score, the musical score, I loved Leonardo DiCaprio and I loved Kate Winslet back then, but I do feel like my whole definition of love was body love. And then of course, you know, this business of like unrequited love is just so heartbreaking. And then of course, you know, he dies in the end, but it's all body based. There was no spirituality at all. Yet that movie had me so just pulled into that, you know, that's what love is, kind of a mindset. And that's basically the way that I patterned my life somehow. Like I was looking for that kind of passion and intensity, and I wanted someone to look at me the way that Leo looked at her, you know, like whatever, or Jack looked at Rose. But anyway, it's just our indoctrination. And the fact that I would go to the movie theater, that was a 3-hour movie. I went back there like 2 other times and watched it, and I cried the whole time. And it was really because I was wanting something that wasn't real, I think. You know, I thought like, oh, I'm just yearning for love. But no, I think it was my consciousness and my system telling me like, you're out of alignment. Yes, you're crying, but you're creating your own suffering. So this idea of it is only myself that I crucify, I was putting myself through tons of hours of suffering. And I watched Titanic many more times after when it was in the movie theaters, because that's not what love really is. And my higher self, my soul knows. And so as I'm trying to force myself into this little romance, you know, Hollywood romance box, I think that's what was causing my suffering as I cried at those movies. So the same thing with like Notebook and oh my God, Moulin Rouge, I used to watch that constantly. And it was the same thing. This unrequited love, this, you know, everybody suffers when there's love and all this. Anyway, so just something to think about, if however you feel about your beloved or your relationships, and if they're causing you pain. All right, they are based on the special love of the ego. And that is one of the reasons that they cause you so many problems, because the body becomes the focus of the love relationship, what you call the love relationship. Many of you go into fear because you think we are taking you away into some monkish life where you're never allowed to make love to somebody, or you're never allowed to comb your hair, or whatever else you might think. You think you are going to be taken into the realm of the ascetic. That is not true. The more you focus on the body, the more you crucify yourself. That is why you see eating disorders, body dysmorphia, and these kinds of painful mental and emotional distortions in the mind these days, because of the intense focus on the body. When you focus on what you love, not just who you love or who you want, but what you truly love, those great, deep, abiding passions that travel with you throughout your life, such as your love of music, your love of art, or your love of gardening, your natural creativity. These things feed the soul. Your communion with your brothers and sisters in a loving, non-physical way are the relationships that feed the soul. And you can see there is an erratic quality that comes into relationships as soon as the body is involved, as soon as the sexual act is involved. And again, I feel like I was absolutely a certifiable love addict in my 20s. And I think part of that is because of our indoctrination around romantic love and whatever my own traumas were from this lifetime and others, with just relationships that were leaving me disappointed. And, you know, of course, everything I chose and orchestrated, I understand that. But there was like a karmic sort of drag with the way that I was having these feelings throughout my life. And I feel like these movies, this romantic, The Notebook and Titanic, activate those traumas in people. And it may not be from this lifetime, like I said in my last video, but you know, it's just the continuation of trauma using these beautiful romantic experiences. And then, so when we talk about as soon as sex is involved, when you're with a partner, that's when stuff usually gets crazy. And that's so true. It activates all of your programs, your traumas, and things of that nature. So I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. I just want to say that real quick. This is not to say that it's sinful, but it is to remind you that the ego will use the body at every turn to prove that you're abandoned by God, unlovable, and separate. Absolutely. It is its greatest weapon. The more you focus on your body and the less you focus on the eternal, internal world of your creativity and your ability to love, the more you will suffer. The more you focus on forgiveness, which is love, and the more you focus on gratitude and self-expression, these kinds of non-physical attributes that you possess, the less the body will dominate your mind and the less you will suffer. So let's just say that again. The more you focus on gratitude, self-expression, and non-physical attributes that you possess, the less the body will dominate your mind. It is but yourself you crucify when you worship the body. The more you worship the body, the more pain you have. There is no need to crucify yourself. During my lifetime, the crucifixion was a demonstration. It was not the value of my body as a sacrifice. Rather, it was the valuelessness that I demonstrated in my willingness to give it up. I had mastered the material world through love and forgiveness, and I could manufacture a new body at will. That is the ultimate trip you are on. You are all on the ultimate trip of using love and forgiveness to make yourselves masters of the physical material world. You are not here to do the ego's bidding, but to demonstrate your mastery of love. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you tomorrow. Excellent, excellent teaching today. So, it can be but myself I crucify. So, stop focusing on your body as you used to focus on it. Allow yourself to really hear and feel and believe that you're not a body, you're free, you're still as God created you. And maybe you won't crucify yourself so much today. Have an excellent day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.